A lot of us, I think, probably just became aware of Marie's existence when we saw a video clip on YouTube where we saw a very strong and poised woman stand up to Governor Christie. And I was so proud as I watched her take on this governor's derisive comments about teachers, and it is about teachers, it's not just about the union, about public schools. And I was proud of her. And we are very fortunate to have her putting her hat in the ring. And I think a lot of us, at least at this gathering, like Marie Corfield, are sick and tired of hearing this governor go on about all that's wrong with our public schools, instead of talking about all that is going on in public schools that is good. We have some of the best schools in the nation. But you don't support your public schools by disinvesting in them, by dismantling the school funding formula that I'm proud to say I was the only Senate sponsor of. And it does not do what Governor Christie says it does. It distributes funding across the state in a much more fair and equitable way so that funds actually does reach the suburbs, such as Montgomery. And so, when there are ways that we could reform our public schools. You can always be better. We know that. We can grow our public schools. Is there a disparity? Is there an achievement gap in our public schools? Certainly there is. Can we make our public schools better? Yes, we can. But we don't do that by underfunding them and then by putting the nail in the coffin by draining more funds from those schools into these boutique charter schools that are publicly funded yet privately operated and owned. And you don't reform your public schools by draining more of the funds from our traditional public schools to support private and parochial schools. Now, do we? That is not the way you go about that. Now, if you think that that's all of the weaponry in this governor's arsenal as he attempts to privatize public education, which is what I think he's all about, then think again. Because the battle has not even begun. And the first salvo has been fired. Yesterday, I received in my mail the latest and the greatest, newest 501c4, which is a nonprofit that is permissible for them to do political activity. And it's called Better Education for Kids, Inc. And the executive director is Durrell Bradford, which some of you may know headed up E3, whose raison d'etre was to pass the Opportunity Scholarship Act. But you will notice if you look in this, and if you look on their website, that there is no mention of vouchers or Opportunity Scholarship Act in their mission statement. Very, very cunning, very, very smart. And it's funded by billionaires Tepper and Fournier. They are hedge fund managers. And while this talks in terms of special interests and status quo and reform, it's really seeking, their objective is to privatize public schools under the guise of reform. And what they are doing is that they propose simplistic solutions to complex problems. And that is why we need someone who embodies the traits of Marie Corfield. We need input from parents, legislators, teachers, and Marie is all of that in one. And that is why we are going to be very lucky to have her in Trenton come November.